Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
And top of the morning and top of the week to you. This is Newsline. We're live from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And this is a new version of Newsline. We're on from 7:05 till 7:45 each morning. And to start the week off, we've got with us member of the JVP. He's right here, Dr. Nalinda Tissa. Very good morning to you.
Good morning, Faraz.
Nice of you to have popped in. But it takes a long time, isn't it, getting here in the morning?
Yes, because of this traffic always.
Do you come over the Rajagiri flyover?
No.
No. Yeah. Okay, so you can't blame that.
Came along High Level Road.
Okay.
Anyway, everyone is facing that traffic problem.
Yes.
All the governments for last 40 years,
yeah,
they couldn't give proper solution to the taxpayers of this country. So everyone is depressed over this traffic in the morning especially.
Well, how about the train services?
We don't have a satisfactory train service.
Right.
You see in the morning and evening,
yeah,
the crowded trains.
Yeah.
So how they work in a calm mind in the offices or the school.
When they're crushed
Yes.
and
Inconvenience,
challenged to get to work.
Yes. So we have to make immediate solutions, especially for the transport problem.
But isn't it only words? Because, you know, we say that, right? And then you're treated to this information that the president's car, the car for the prime minister, the car for the leader of the opposition, all of them cost millions of rupees. 300 million was passed some time ago for the vehicles of the president and the prime minister, and then another big amount to the leader of the opposition.
Once they have passed money for the vehicles for president and prime minister, while we were facing a big crisis in Kegol district, the slip.
The earth, the landslide.
Landslide, yes.
Yes, the timing was poor. But apart from that, I mean, if I've been to the railway station, and we've done some filming there to show the people how absolutely dangerous it is. And, you know, there is, I don't know, maybe you can tell me, is there a law that says that if you are financially challenged, right, and if you're not earning too much of money, whatever that too much is, that you must travel in dirty trains, in overcrowded trains, that you must hang out of the door, inches away from disaster, complete with your backpack, you're hanging on the train like that. You know, what's going on? Is there a law that people must suffer?
There's no law. Actually, this is the, what do you call that, we think as politicians, the people don't suffer as this manner, because they are paying taxes to the government, they are sending their representatives in elections. So the responsible people or the politicians, they are the people who take care of the responsibility to facilitate the people, because we have nearly 2,000 billion rupees of treasury. So we can spend money over people's requirement, but unfortunately they are spending money over their own facilities, not for the taxpayers.
Right, now
then we have to pass the law.
Yeah.
When the taxpayer suffering
Yeah.
in transport, education or health, basic requirements, they have a chance to go before the court. against violating their fundamental rights?
Yes,
Actually, I feel that it's a fundamental right of the people to get a efficient, convenient and safe transport facility.
public transport.
Public
facility.
transport, yeah.
On Newsline, we encourage you to send us your questions by SMS, please. 0772 300 305, and there'll be a card coming up on your screen. We've already had some messages, and I'm going to take the first one.
Okay.
It says here, in 1971, the JVP held Alpitia as its captured city, and it took more than 7 days of fighting for the government forces to rescue it. What happened to the election result this time in Alpitia? No improvement since 1971. You got about 2,400 votes.
Actually, we can't compare 1971 and 2019.
Why?
Because 1971, yes.
You were a bunch of terrorists, really, at that time, your party?
No, the JVP had to raise arms against the government because they.
But that's not democratic, is it?
Not democracy from the government side.
Democracy is democracy, whichever way you
Yes,
look at it.
but who implement the democracy? Yes, people has a right, but basically government is the institution who is implementing the law.
Right.
So before 1971, for 3-4 years,
Yeah.
just when we started our party, they suppressed the progressive left movement in the country. So we had to take arms. It's unfortunate incident anyway.
Do you regret this now? Because if you didn't, I won't be asking you these questions.
No, I can't regret it. But
It was a
the
different.
history,
It was a different period in
different
time.
period and different.
But do you, obviously the
different
people.
circumstance.
Yes, but obviously the people in Alpitia have not forgiven you because they've only
No,
sent you
when you
2,400
yes.
votes, just a bit below.
When you compare the 2011 local government election,
Yeah.
we had 1,100 votes
Right.
in LPTA Pradesh Sabha,
Yeah.
but at that time we didn't have any seat.
Right.
This time we
You
were
have two
able to
seats.
we were able to get two seats as well. Our vote base increased up to 2,435. It's one in one hand. It's increment, but anyway, it's not enough.
But yes, Doctor, now you would imagine that with the failure of the Palne government, the failure of the Rajapaksa administration to control corruption and nepotism and family power and all that, you'd imagine that the party of choice that the people would want to vote for would be the JVP, but the JVP hasn't made much inroads.
It would be JVP and it should be JVP anyway.
But
You see, people take decisions in different way in election by election.
yeah,
In presidential election, it's different, but we can't, predict the presidential election over this local government because it's only 17 wards. And there are some special localized reasons. I can say that how the SLFP or the UPFA got more than 5,000 votes because in island-wide they don't have such a big base. It's depend on the character because I know that the former chairman of LPTA Pradesh Sabha now is working with SLFP. So they show some significant vote base in this Pradesh Sabha area. There are some local factors influence the election results. Anyway, yes.
there's a problem, isn't there, anyway?
Yes, problem and but
But what are you going to do?
We expect in the presidential election in island-wide, because our base is much more stronger than the Hambantota and other areas, especially urban areas. So we hope that NPP, because this is JVP, so we
the National Movement for People's Power.
Yeah. NPP is contesting for the presidential election with the support of nearly 30 organizations.
Now the last time the JVP candidate actually contested the elections, the presidentials, I think they got around 700,000 votes, is it?
In local government?
No, I'm talking about when 20 years ago.
20 years ago in 1999, we contested as not a JVP, but the common candidate of the left. We were supported by 3 small parties. At that time, we got less than 4 lakhs.
Okay. So how many votes do you expect your candidate?
Let the people to decide.
Yes, obviously, but how? But you have intelligence,
I know that. Yes.
Reports and all sorts of things that you
not yet,
politicians.
Not yet, because just we have started the election campaign on 8th.
Would it be safe if I said to you that the figure is about 1 million?
More than that?
You reckon?
Yes, because you see,
let me ask
in last local government election, when we contested as JVP, it's one party. So we ensured more than 7 lakhs. So with other, there are 3-4 political parties, as well the political activists and the civil organizations, as well the intellectual organizations is doing a better part in this presidential election. And you know that the floating vote, the portion of the floating vote increased up to 40%. So our candidate, I think he can manage well.
Now then, you know, somebody sent us another message here in response to what you said, that, you know, who is going to implement democracy? And someone's saying here, do the people have the nerve to challenge the government? Do they, you know, because you have to be some kind of, because I'll tell you why. The Maharaja group have been to court on different things, but during the 19th Amendment, for example, we went to court because what somebody was proposing was bad news for the media.
For the media suppression.
We went. Nobody actually supported us, including your party, by the way.
No, he supported us.
Oh, you did?
Yes, why not?
Sorry.
Yes.
You did, okay.
Because I can remember for the previous programs, you appreciated JVP that supporting your stance in.
So you thought that was pretty good, but then do the people?
Anyway, this 19th Amendment had a lot of good things to the country for the democracy, but Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, at that time, he was trying to introduce some provisions to suppress the media, especially he's targeting you, I think. Anyway, we supported your move that time.
Oh yeah, there was a suppression of the media. It was a big time. They bombed our main control room. They used Claymore bombs and all that, right? And then 2 days later, Lasantha Wickrematunge was murdered in broad daylight. And
anyway, at that time, you know that not only Siyatha attacked.
Yes, we know.
The Lanka News burned the office, and nearly.
But now, you know, we've come a long way from then to now.
Yes, the problem is now.
There's no appreciation at all. You know, my colleague Gayan Somachandra, who's our main investigative man, he puts. I think he has a young family, and he puts everybody at risk because of the work he does, right? And then we have Bandula Jayasekara, who served as President Rajapaksa's spokesperson, and he is the host of Patikada, and there are so many, right? There's no appreciation I'd like to see Guyana being given some kind of a award. I don't know, maybe a Deshmani title, something. But, you know, people are not appreciated in the media. That's the point I'm trying to say. I'm not saying anything else.
Anyway, that people appreciating
the people appreciate us.
Yes.
We know that because when we go on Gammada, and when they see our black and yellow shirts, people are so happy because they know these guys are going to do something.
I know that the Gammada team and your social services are well appreciated by in the village level especially, and you were supported by so many donors. Anyway, why the people voted for the UNF and President Maithripala Sirisena in 2015 to investigate as well as to implement the law against who breached the law and who suppressed the media in 2010-15 period. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do anything. And all the culprits, all the wrongdoers are free for last 4.5 years.
But you know, you all, the only thing you all did is you all supported this, you all want this 20th Amendment. But you know what? I was just thinking the other day that if we didn't have a president, the bond scam we'd never have a commission of inquiry. All the questions would be answered by letters, and it would all been gone under the carpet.
If we don't have an executive president, but we have president.
What's the point of having
he's the head of the state. Head of the state can appoint a commission to investigate everything. So
but honestly, you know what I mean. Come on, doctor, you know what I mean.
But why didn't you talk about 52-day the conspiracy?
I'm going to. I will. Yeah. But the point is this: that all of this, you must remember that it's always a good idea to start at the beginning. And the beginning was this: everybody banded together and said, "Oh, la di la, what a wonderful thing we are going to have. We've got rid of the Rajapaksas, now good governance," and they all rubbed their hands in joy. But actually what happened is they were rubbing their hands in joy because they were going to oil their own palms a hell of a lot. And within 2 months, inside of 2 months, can you imagine it? Is there any country in the world where they rob the central bank?
Yes. Anyway, less than 2 months period.
Yes, right. And up to today, that governor of the central bank, he's a terribly nice man.
And we have to remind who involved the first discussion of this bond scam in 2015, February 27th.
Yes. Well, I can tell you that the name of one network, on the 1st of March 2015, we carried a little piece on our news, and we said that there was a substantial significant departure of due process. There was a conflict of interest. And we asked then for the removal of the governor of the central bank. This is all the way in March, right? And then 11 days later or 10 days later, on the 11th of March, the Prime Minister felt it was so important to talk about, the Maharaja Group's claims and in Parliament, and he said, I insisted on the change. I insisted. And up to today,
he took the responsibility.
Well, he did.
Appointing the central bank governor, as well as holding that the initial discussion in highway ministry premises.
Yeah.
Because he sent his advisor at that time, Malik Samarvikrama, to represent him.
Yes.
And the UNP chairman, Mr. Kabir Hashim.
Indeed. Well, now then, we want to look at, this is in the past.
Yeah.
Now we have the UNP leadership seems to have woken up, dusted the cobwebs off, and they've done something remarkable though, whichever way you look at it. They've chosen a rather young man to come forward. probably won't beat the record of President Chandrika, but you know, in terms of age. But there you have a youngish man to lead the United National Party. So I want to ask you this.
Not to lead the
Well,
party.
to lead as the candidate.
As
sorry,
a candidate.
Sorry, Ranil. I
Yes.
didn't mean it. I didn't mean to put
Yeah.
you out of
Only
your
he's on-
leadership just yet.
He's only the candidate. The party convention decided to maintain the leadership of Ranil
Yes, but
Wickremesinghe.
even if he had got the working committee, they would have probably nominated him. So pretty good idea to have Sajid Premadas. But I want to ask you this: your second preferences. Who would you ask your JVP voters? Who would you ask them to vote the second preference to?
No, we never ask for second preference because the fate of the country, what we faced in that moment, the economic burden as well as the environmental, cultural, social, political problems, we think that the main two parties who govern the country they took the responsibility. So Sajid Premadas means Sajid Premadasa, he is a part of the government. He ran the ministry for 4.5 years. It's a cabinet ministry and it's a fairly big ministry. And he's the deputy leader of the UNP. But he had to raise his voice the previous issues, especially in the bond scam, as well there are some the ethnic conflicts in the country and undemocratic behavior, the constitutional breaching. So we didn't see his big voice against the anti-corruption or the anti-democratic activities of the country. So we couldn't see any difference of Sajid Premadasa other than other UNP leaders. So we treat him as the same UNP leadership.
Okay, but who do you want your second votes for?
No,
you got to be practical.
Because yeah, but
you know,
for last
people
7
have not forgotten your activities from the past.
for last 7 presidential elections, we didn't ask people for second preferential vote. Even in this time, we won't ask.
You see, this is what I mean. You're not being practical, Doctor, because you know when you're engaged in this different ideology in 1971, right? You all killed innocent people up in the hills, wherever. Those people were just trying to get on with their life.
Yes, we had some.
I feel terribly
we
sorry
did
for
some mistakes anyway. Why don't you talk about the people or the members or sympathizers of JVP at that time? They killed by UNP in 1971 by SLFP and 1989-88-89 period by UNP government.
But, you know, you all killed innocent people. You killed innocent people.
Then government
trying to go
killed
on their
innocent
job.
people of JVP as well as not JVPs but the progressive people of this country.
You know, this.
Anyway,
Well, anyway,
yes.
we could get on, but
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, I'm terribly sad. I feel very, very sad when my brothers and my fellow brothers and sisters out there,
right.
the citizenry.
If anyone has doubt about the JVP behavior, please see our behavior for last 30 years.
Well, like supporting Mahinda Rajapaksa to become
Since
the president.
1994, we are in the democratic way. We are contesting elections. Sometimes we got 40 seats, 41 seats in the parliament, but sometimes we lost. Anyway, we stand on the democratic process.
Well, okay, but you know the leadership of the United National Party is still there. They've got this candidate, and who knows what will happen later on. But when do you think this country is ready to give the JVP the responsibility of playing a real role in running our country? Do you think people are ready?
For instance, right, let the people to decide the responsibility of JVP. Anyway, now we have passed more than 7 decades, 71 years. So, do we satisfy the current situation of the country, the economic situation, or the socio-political background of the country, or the diplomatic situation or diplomatic rank we received now? You see, now I read a recent report that the best passport, the best 2 passports of the world, now they are having in Japan and Singapore. Japan, when we compare in 1947-48 period, we were in the equal rank in per capita income. They had $90 as per capita.
Yep.
We are less, only $1. We had 89.
Yeah.
In 1960s, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand and South Korea,
Yep.
the per capita income, we were in the same range in 165 to $170. But now, what happened to us? So, who took the responsibility to move downward our country?
I'll tell you what, we've had in this country, you're right up to that point, but we've had various people, right, telling, let's look at what happened. The JVP, we had the JVP who had their terrible things in 1971. Then we had that other rascal, Prabhakaran, doing his little number. And all this combined has stopped this country's progressing on the economic front. Which people, apart from the guys who built the Hilton, who signed the contract on the day of Black July, you know, when the 1983 riots, when it started. Apart from them, who would want to come into this country at the time?
Right, I will tell you.
Right? So your party also part of that.
In 1983 to 2009, the whole period of war, we borrowed only nearly 4,000 billion rupees of debt.
Right.
Right. In 2009 to 2015 period, the Rajapaksa period, it was
2005 they started.
2000. No, I mean after the war.
Okay.
After the war,
Okay.
it was 3,500 billion Sri Lankan rupees,
Yeah.
the debt.
Yeah.
Then for last 4 years,
Yeah.
again it was 4,000 billion Sri Lankan rupees.
Right.
So you see, so most people that
There's nothing wrong in borrowing money if you can service the debt.
yes, but you can see the portion of the money of the debt by in 2005 our the portion of commercial loans only 70%. In 2018 it increased up to 58%. Commercial and non-confessionary loans increased up to 58%. How a country burden like such a lot of
That's
debt.
because you need to get the economy going. We need more exports.
I want to clarify that it is not by the war, because
Yes,
during the war period,
Yeah.
we received only 4 trillion.
Well, no, I see the point you're making.
Yeah.
But
But you see the Vietnam.
Yeah.
Vietnam faced a war with France and USA since 1945 to 1975. But you can compare the economic development of Vietnam. They face a civil war, this big civil war than that. So, what is the secret behind the special economic development and social benefits of Vietnam?
Message from
the political leadership.
Message from somebody who says that they are in the south, in Tangol. Please tell us what the JVP plan, how would the JVP plan on reviving the economy?
Okay, good question. Now, we are in a debt trap.
And the same question from several others as well.
We are in a debt trap.
Yeah.
Somehow we have to come out. So, first we try to negotiate with the companies or the institutions or the countries who gave money or who gave loans to the country.
Why?
Why? Because it's unfair interest. You see 6 to 7% interest of commercial loans. We can't borrow. Anyway, we have to take loans.
Okay.
For the two reasons. We don't have enough capital as well to receive some modern technology. Technology won't come alone. So, we have to take technology with some loans. But we have to invest any dollar or any rupee in our policy, in our national policy. We have to make our policy, make a policy of our interest, and we have to invest over them. Otherwise, when we invest the loans over projects, we are not responsible or we are not planned, we cannot plan. So, you see the mega projects, some mega projects, we didn't plan them.
Well, you know what, I want to say this. Despite the, we've got the BOI, we've got some other grandly planned strategy for development and all that business, but FDI has been an utter failure. So, forget about FDI, not forget, let it go on in its slow coach way, but the government should be looking at LDI, the local direct investment. Correct. And they should be facilitating that instead of hammering the manufacturers in this country with all sorts of taxes, hidden golden nuggets from the background. They come and whack you with that. The system is completely lopsided.
You are very correct.
LDI?
Yes, you are very correct. We have to facilitate them. We have to give, I mean, all the facilities or the what do you call that, tax, what do you call, or tax facilities or everything.
Yeah.
So, the government has a responsibility to build the infrastructure to support these the projects. So, we have to strengthen the LDI.
How do you agree with this, that the government has no business being in business? The government, do you agree with that concept?
The one problem is the politicians of the government are doing business. They don't allow to businessmen to do business. You see, the government is borrowing loans from our state banks.
The only time we had proper finance ministers was Dr. N. M. Pereira and Ron
at the time.
So what?
That's why he started the state banks to support the local.
I wish you didn't say state banks, because you know what? The state banks are being used. It's just an extension of party politics, political patronage. The People's Bank. Look what's happened to People's Bank.
Any country should have state banks.
One company, People's Bank. Why was it set up? It was set up to help the agriculture and so on.
Yes, that's
not to help bond dealers.
That's right.
And not to help infrastructure developers.
So for this
and
reason,
not to give personal loans and so on.
For that reason, we don't have right to abolish every state bank.
Or neither was it meant to give breweries money. It was meant to help wider things than that. And they all end up in NPLs, non-performing loans.
State banks are having the people's money.
Yeah.
So the stewardship of the state bank should invest those people's money to agriculture, small industries and medium industries.
Yeah.
That's why the purpose of the state bank. But now the government is borrowing the loans from the state bank, the major proportion. That's a problem. So we have, I mean, first of all, we need our own plan. Then we can take the capital investment as well as the technology. So we can develop our education, higher education on that line.
You know, you said you had Hambantota, you had a lot of support in Hambantota, that area down south.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this question. Do the people really need super highways, which is lovely, or, and you know, within a few kilometers from there, people are still living in trees?
In a certain level of development, we need highways. And
but do we need highways now? 65,000 people in the former conflict areas need houses.
That's why we are criticizing the development of highways. First of all, we have to invest money to develop the road network of the village level, because the problem of the Hambantota people, they can't carry their harvest to the market, fishing harvest and the paddy. In our areas and in upcountry, the problem is carrying the tea products or plantation to the factory. So we have to, we need a good road network from the rural level. Then we can step up to the expressways. But I think that in political sense, we need a expressway to the northern area. The Tamil citizens in Jaffna and Kilnochchi, we as a government, we have to facilitate them to come to Colombo.
Doctor,
within few hours.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to disagree with you, because
anyway,
first of all, you need a house. You can't be using a road without a house. First, you must have a house. You need a place, a roof to sleep under.
But who is responsible to not to build houses for the country?
It's no good us saying who's responsible.
We have several.
We need delivery.
No, we have mega projects for housing projects. I mean, 1 million housing projects.
But if you are really truly committed to the people, why don't you join somebody who can do the job, who has the political, you know, the mandate? Somebody like maybe Sajid Premadasa, maybe Gotabaya Rajapaksa, whoever, but somebody. But okay, but Anwar Kumar, you and I, we both know he's not going to get past the 6 million votes, is he? We need 6 million.
No, far as we'll see.
You must become practical.
No one predict about Imran Khan.
It took Imran Khan 20 years.
No one predict about Macron. Yes, let the people decide, because now they can see the real picture of 71 years. They can see the responsible politicians for last 70 years. Because the other two candidates, they are not new one. They belong to the ruling families. They belong to ruling parties. So we can't expect any magic from them. Anyway, next president,
what about Sajid? He's 52 years old.
And our candidate is less than
But
Sajid.
he doesn't have the votes.
We'll see.
He doesn't have it. Alpitia, 2,400 votes.
But you see, the UNP has only 10,000 votes. They are governing the country for last 4 years, for 1.5 years. They are having LPTA in 10,000 votes. But we have only 2,500 votes.
Think bond. Think
not only bond.
Think highways. Think coal.
Now they are not promoting Ranil Wickremesinghe for this presidential election. They are promoting Sajid Premadasa.
Yeah.
While he is the candidate of UNF, they are having only 10,000 votes. So that's not for only the responsibility of Ranil Wickremesinghe, the leadership of the UNF.
Oh, come on. This the candidate has only been announced in about 2 weeks ago.
But people vote on 11th of October.
Yes, I know, but
No,
it's a collection of timing.
When you
It's a collection of
when
timing.
you're asking our vote base in Alpetiya,
Yeah. Yeah, but your involvement started in
we didn't govern the country for last 4.5 years.
the reason I
Those
mentioned
who govern the
Alpetiya-
country and those distribute the everything, they are donating houses for the people, but they have only 10,000.
At least there's one thing about Mr. Premadasa, young Mr. Premadasa. He's continued to do his work. He's been building houses and all that. He's just going ahead and doing his work.
Before that, I want to see his O-level certificate.
For what?
Because
What's the point?
No, because
What's the point?
his deputy leader accused him.
I
He's
think-
not having the
you know
basic
what,
qualifications.
for what, I'll just finish this off in one time. Sajid Premadasa didn't do his O-levels in Sri Lanka. Yes, we all know that. So is that what you're asking? He didn't do it. He went abroad and he did it. And it
Anyway,
doesn't matter, does it?
No, he is going to get the mandate of the people.
What? Because he has no O-levels or because he has O-levels?
So everyone should transparent in front of the people, even
How?
Gotabaya Rajapaksa. That's why we
Yes,
are
I
asking
know.
about his dual citizenship. We are asking about him why he resigned from the army in 1991.
Because he wanted to. Because he wanted to. What? Then what?
But he's responsible now. Earlier he is a government servant.
So you all,
servant.
but you all murdered innocent people, and now
No,
you're
we are,
asking for elections. So
we
the
are,
same
we are,
thing,
no, we
Doctor.
are answering the people. We are answering the people.
Yeah.
So everyone should answer, and everyone should transparent.
The
when
educational
they-
qualifications.
Everyone.
90 odd people in parliament don't even have O-levels.
citizenship, education qualifications, the ministerial qualifications, the how they work or their ministries. Everything should know the people.
But
Because
honestly-
they are getting the mandate of the people.
All
This
right.
is new era.
Yes, but there's no need to throw mud at people because, you know, whether you have O-levels or A-levels or D-levels or whatever levels, forget it. We want people who know what they're doing,
No, blame
who are
came-
committed.
Blame came from the deputy leader of the UNF.
Right. Well, do you know what? Even after 45 minutes, it looks like it's not enough. Now then, we're going to have to cut it short because we've come to the end of our new extended time of 45 minutes. So, Lalita Jayatissa, thank you very much. And I do hope
yes.
that your candidate, Mr. Anurakkumara Dissanayake, will
So
do
you are
well.
invited several times, but I couldn't come anyway.
We are here. Thank you. And I'm sure that we all appreciate your presence here. And that's the way it was on Newsline this morning. Do take care. Have a wonderful week ahead. And we'll bring you more of politics, and more politics in the coming days. And remember, 45 minutes now. Take care and God bless.
News First, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.